Matese NDC for omu sevi onze eyana me betena ha mesi o ndi NDC for mo de Bawumia ho ache no ene mo de Bawumia ho ache no me be ka tre mo se obi eyimi asotre se enye se NDC for de Bawumia ho ache no omo twen omo park videos no esi ho omo twen na MPP for elect Bawumia na afa mu hu ne se ye Bawumia no mo ne kwa na afa omo edinkan e di videos no ayeden aba betuja na matese videos na NDC for ebese omode tuja no ebini na we de NDC MP ye friend no ye Kwame Agboja Govins or ye part of the leaders of NDC ewo parliament ono na waba be post video we ye say a part of the videos at NDC for edit to ho awomode twen say MPP ebe elect Bawumia no mode aye campaign etia Bawumia na ye he video no na ye he video na ye be read comments ni ahead the Ghana for e kantie.
Currencies depreciate when the fundamentals are wrong.
And let me tell you, this was Mahama, Embrana Mahama, your president. No, okay, let's go back and listen.
Currencies depreciate when the fundamentals are wrong.
Right.
And the mismanagement of this economy in terms of the fundamentals is what was driving the depreciation of the currency. You can't be running double-digit deficits, double-digit current account and fiscal deficits, borrowing
for more money network
to this extent, financing your deficit with
video 20 seconds video cry 20 seconds video MTN
huge printing of money from the central bank, right, and expect your currency to be stable. The fundamentals will not support it. Currency.
Until let's go back. Ma yentie biom na yebeye ho analysis ba odi etie ni.
This depreciate when the fundamentals are wrong.
Right.
And the mismanagement of this economy in terms of the fundamentals is what was driving the depreciation of the currency. You can't be running double-digit deficits, double-digit current account and fiscal deficits, borrowing to this extent, financing your deficit with huge printing of money from the central bank, right, and expect your currency to be stable. The fundamentals will not support it. Currencies depreciate when the fundamentals are wrong.
Right.
And the mismanagement of this economy in terms of the fundamentals is what was driving the depreciation of the currency. You can't be running double-digit deficits, double-digit current account and fiscal deficits, borrowing to this extent, financing your deficit with huge printing of money from the central bank, right, and expect your currency to be stable. The fundamentals will not support it.
It's here for, but aside everything else, with all seriousness, so when Sruni Papa Ubewu, with all seriousness, okay, with all seriousness, as someone make an tea. So when Sruni Pada se ni, it's here for Ubewu. Hey, Adia Bawumia kanu say Ojena wo de toto ende enyamemua. The only question you ask, they say, inti eya refrain na wo nipa ho na ma nipa ye enyama bia na say that's the only question you ask yourself. Wo baby son ho say inti eno no eya refie ana say ye den because wo tie nsem Bawumia wo ka ene ende owa aban mu surprisingly enough enyama wo kan ye nina no eno na esi o ma me break it down etie wo de etie aside everything wo de fa bibia fa propaganda ni bibia to nchen with all seriousness so nipa tie.
Currencies depreciate when the fundamentals are wrong.
Very simple. Bawumia in the first 3 seconds, no, very, very simple. Or say currency, usika, and one day, no, a call for more, a very simple. So, of fundamentals, a wronger, and a usika, one day, no, a call from. Very, very simple. One trade to move, and ye, NDC time, no, can't ask them, no. And bra, what currency, a depreciating, no, a trace of fundamentals, a wrong. Simple.
Right. And the mismanagement of this economy in terms of the fundamentals is what was driving the depreciation of the currency. You
no sanso kan say o mismanage economy no and NDC for mismanage economy no and no na ma currency no e depreciate.
Can't be running double-digit deficits, double-digit.
Or say NDC for double digit deficits.
Current account and fiscal deficits, borrowing to this extent.
NDC for Bobosian or Modeka Bobosian borrowing to this extent. Me say Asembia Bawumia kan ye biano. And as the vice president and the head of the economic management team, they've done worse. They've done worse. And it amazes me. Hey, Shonipo, nimna wukodi nipa no echi. Nip na no or se media me dormi nja oda na wukodi nechi. Utibeti. Me see se osofu bi eyi tre Bawumia se Bawumia to bo ase. Nsemu a woka no to bo ase na wa ban ba mo be ye west. Aka me nyesho se Bawumia be gidi. Me nyesho se naka ebia Bawumia kra be ka se tia osofu no. I am telling you the gospel truth. Because in some about me, kanina, baby someone says, so what happened? What happened? And no more mumre, Sanyama winning our AC. And Bawumia can't do anything about it. Talking about double digit deficit, physical deficits today, talking about borrowing. Today they've borrowed, yet the Ghana buying in our Bawumia, or more Bobusian Sylvia. So, what happened? And, hey, Shoni Paul.
Financing your deficit with huge printing of money. Financing your deficit with huge printing of money from the central bank.
Financing your deficit with huge printing of money. Hey, asem wakati NDC fool. Say NDC for ama Bank of Ghana print sika. And there omo sika womo print wa Bank of Ghana and declare yashre 60 billion. Every single thing Bawumia touched on as adiano NDC form MS manage economy no today worst things AC under Bawumia, and this man still wants to become president. What has he seen? Why na dada papa no? Hey, it's for a serious o. Asema abane sa say yen hu a yen tumi nka ngrofo tumi nka no. What in some Bawumia kan? And all the things he's saying, you've heard it.
And expect your currency to be stable.
Oh, network, man, yes, I mean, basically, the Bawumia can say, untumi nkonko print sika, na won expect to say, or currency no be stable. Let me tell you something. So, utie me na oye Ghana niya. Okay. Alright, anyway. You really come and hear the Nkrofo. Let me save that for another day. Obi say, textbook economist, overrated economist. Ghanaians are easily fooled by the title PhD. Osi true and poor economist. Osi, did any of you making hate comments against Bawumia know what all things being equal means? Osi, during your tenure as NDC government, your best was doomed. So again, the youth were told to cut grass. And okay, about NDC. See, he talked of double-digit deficit. He's running a triple-digit deficit. Laughing out loud. Me say every single thing about Bawumia talked about in the video. Today, as the head of the economic management team, they are doing worse. As a former economist, failed vice president. See, the sad part is that most of these delegates are not that informed of how this man just talked before he got power and even did worse than what he spoke against. They are just going to vote for him based on the money that will be shared to them. See, the medias are not helping at all. When you invite him, why don't you play this for him? Hypocrisy all over. See, literally, all the fundamentals he complained about, he and his boss did worse. Exactly what I'm saying here. It's easier said than done. That is one thing he didn't know. Shameless VP, you have no credibility. Is he alive? Please. Here he is and can't do what he personally thought could save us. Dr. Plenty talk, do little. Now see who is ding-dangling with double-digit inflation. People who are trying all the best to whitewash this fraud don't have Ghana at heart. And I strongly believe so. maybe I don't sound serious enough, but me ka some natural. Obi ende or advocate say inti interna sound so for no kasafa Bawumia ho na ya na emi hin no. Obi ende or advocate say Bawumia embra better than president no. You don't like Ghana. You don't love Ghana. As simple as that. Won't tell me your comment box to me that say.